So I've had this game since like the Dark Risen expansion released back in 2013 for Christmas when I was 12. Oh my god, this game is 4 years old now, and I literally knew like three things about it. One, it's an RPG. Two, there's a dragon somewhere in the story, and three, it's made by Capcom. And that's it. I'm a massive fan of Capcom, and despite the fact that I nearly knew nothing about this game going in, my fanboyism looked past reviews and such. I honestly think that it's my fanboyism that causes me to love Resident Evil 6 as much as I do. Please don't hurt me. So I plopped the game into my 360 and started it, and I didn't stop playing until I beat the dragon. Which, if you played the game and beat the game, you know that is not actually the end. And now here I am, several years later, about to talk a game that few people care about. I'm going to start with the story for the most part because, like, it's told not very well. It's really hard to explain on how it's told, but it's like you can literally like play through the game and know nothing about the story. Okay, so here's the story that I knew my first playthrough. One, you are Risen, who, and pretty much you're the Risen because the dragon stole your heart and ate it, and basically the Risen are people who get their hearts eaten by dragons, or the dragon, I'm not sure, and pretty much they have to go on a quest to go and save their heart. That made it sound a lot more epic than it actually is. I don't know. You know, spoilers from here on out. So pretty much you eventually kill the dragon, obviously, and then you go in. You punch. Then the credits roll, but it's not actually the credits. It's like the voice actors for some of the different games. In my first playthrough, there was this one chick who appeared who had like a black dress on. I think her name was like Celine. I can't remember correctly. But I never saw her. When I was watching the credits, I was basically just sitting like, who the hell is that? And it pretty much scared me because I thought like I missed like a huge chunk of the game, when in reality you meet her in like a small little side quest. So there's that. But yeah, it's pretty much like all the voice actors that have voice acted the main characters. And then you pretty much return to the town and find a big gaping hole in like Grancis. No, Grancis is the continent, isn't it? Grand Soren. You find a gigantic gaping hole with a portal at the end and a portal in the sky. And if you jumped into the gaping hole and go all the way to the bottom, it returns you back to the sky. And pretty much what happens is that eventually, when you eventually kill the bosses in there, also, I believe it's I can't remember exact names, but I think it's the Dungeon of Lament. That was a fun boss fight, the Dragon. That was a fun boss fight to fight because it took forever and took me like 3 goes because once you do to a certain amount of hit points, he eventually just flies away and you just have to restart. Not restart, but you have to like exit the area and then do it again. And by do it again, I mean he has the same amount of hit points he had as he left, but it's still little. It's not. He had the same amount of hit points as if he left, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know where I was going with that, but and then eventually once you do that, you gather the 20 wake stones, I believe it is, or wake stone shards, or wake stones. I can't remember which one it is. But once you do that, and you eventually get transported to like what I'm going to go ahead and guess is heaven. And there, this guy in a like golden robe is there, and he pretty much what he does is he says, "Hey, bro, here's a choice. Go back. You can either become the seneschal, which is pretty much just the god, or you can go home and get some lunch." And that really confused me because I didn't know there were 2 endings. And the definition of seneschal is a steward or major domo of a medieval great house. So do it that way you will. But pretty much, honestly, now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever chosen to go home. I've always chosen to become God. Wow, I should really replay the game and do that again. But pretty much that happens, and eventually he takes off his robe, and you find out, hey, It's the guy from the tutorial. Um, and that I found pretty cool because it sort of implies that whoever the Arisen is that kills the dragon eventually becomes God. And I find that pretty cool because basically the game says, "Hey, congratulations, you killed a dragon. You are now a god," and I like that a lot. Honestly, I thought that was pretty cool. And pretty much what happens after you kill him is that you get this sword called the God's Bane, and you stab yourself in the heart with it. And then you and your main pawn follow a portal through the sky, and something happens. I'm not sure what. I think like I think your body absorbs the soul of your main pawn. I think that's what happens. So that does its thing, and then pretty much the game ends. The game doesn't end. Your beloved actually greets your body on the shore, and says, "Hey, bro, what's going on?" And yeah, that's pretty much how the game ends. And speaking of your beloved, I'm going to speak about the affinity system and how much I actually do not like it. There are not many things I don't like in this game. And this is something that I absolutely despise. Not because it's in the game, no, it's not because of that. It's because of how poorly implemented it is. Because there have been many times when I've tried to get Madeline as my beloved because she's basically the best girl in the game. If you disagree, then you're a total loser. But it's pretty much just like I'm trying to think of words to describe it, but it's very hard to. But it's just sort of like it's not very well explained at all. In fact, now think about it, I don't think it's explained at all throughout the entire game. But pretty much what happens is you meet these different girls and boys. Yeah, you can be gay in this game. But you pretty much meet these different characters throughout the entire game. And you can give them gifts. And at first you're sitting there like, oh, okay, I can give them gifts. Okay, whatever. So you basically just give all your gifts to one girl or one guy. I'm not, do what you do you. But it's like that. And then basically that's how you increase your affinity with them, as well as doing the quest line. And it's never explained to you. And like I've completed Madeline's questline before, I've done it all, and I still haven't gotten her as my beloved. And I'm basically sitting like, what did I do wrong? So basically, I played another time and did the questline, as well as giving her every gift that said that she favored it, and never gave out any gifts to everyone else. And I believe I got, what was her name? The Knight girl. The girl. I got the girl who was the Knight, and I sat there like, I didn't even complete her quest line, so I'm not sure how the system works, but yeah, to this day, even though I've played through the game like 5 or 6 times now, I have not gotten Madeline as my beloved, and I'm not sure if that makes me feel lonely, because I'm trying so hard to get a fictional video game character as my beloved, or just sad. Probably a mixture of both. But anyway, gonna speak about the character creation, how much I actually love that, because it's detailed enough to make your character look unique, but not so detailed that you're basically just spending like hours upon hours upon hours just trying to make the perfect character. Like in Skyrim, like in this game, I can make like a character that I look at and go like, yeah, I'm satisfied with this character. I could not do that with Skyrim. I could never just like play Skyrim and just like always like make a character that I sat there like, yes, I like this face. And I absolutely hated that about Skyrim. Like this game is a lot like Skyrim because dragons and character customization and affinity, not the affinity, but like you can still marry someone in the game. And open world as well, but those are the only 4 things that they have in common. Everything else, like the combat, for example, which I'm going to get to in a little bit, Skyrim's is much more slow-paced, and Dragon's Dogma is like Devil May Cry, and I absolutely love that. But anyways, back to character creation. I can, like I said, I can make a character that I'm satisfied with, And not only that, but I've also used the characters in that game to sort of like, oh, let's cut this out. But not only can you create characters that I am satisfied with, I can also make a character that is my main pawn, aka either. No, actually, it's not either like. It's not ever a choice. I always just create like a waifu. That's all I ever do. That's all anyone ever does. Either a waifu or a. What's the boy version of a waifu? This is the question that combats, like, this is the question that means something. What is the male version of a waifu? If you know what it is, please post it down in the comments, because this is gonna bother me. But pretty much, you can do that, and then just like make like little romance between them, and just like have it on your head, and then you realize like how sad you are as a human being, because let's face it, we're all sad. We're all deep down inside, we are all very depressing human beings. Or I don't know, maybe a reptilian person. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's really all I have to say on that. The combat. Oh god, I suck at transitioning so much. I need to get better at this. But anyway, the combat. The combat, like I said, is very Devil May Cry-like if you play the correct class. Because I feel like the Strider, the Assassin, and the Fighter, I believe it is. But yeah, it's the Strider, Assassin, and Fighter who are very fast-paced. And the Assassin is pretty much the class that everyone plays, because not only can you wield daggers and a bow, you can also wield a sword and a shield as well. So you can have like 4 different combinations of that. So that's really cool. But it's different classes are for different playstyles. Because like there's the warrior who has like 2-handed weapons that is very slow but dishes out a ton of damage. There's the ranger for very like pretty much just an upgraded version of the Strider. He can only use daggers and a long bow, and his bow does a ton more damage than the regular short bow. Then there's the Fighter for like front lines stuff, for like a defensive class, I guess it would be a good choice to say. And then there are the mages who nobody ever plays, because let's face it, Magic Knight for the win. I've seen people solo the Euro Dragon using Magic Knight and like kill it in like a couple seconds, if that, or a couple of seconds or minutes. But yeah, Magic Knight for the win. Except I never really played Magic Knight. I always played Strider or Assassin, so I can't really talk about that. So anyway, and speaking of the good combat, let's speak about the boss fights. The boss fights. Yeah, nice job, Brain. Boss fights. Where do you start with the boss fights? Let's start with your first boss fight, which is the troll. No, not a troll. Trolls are annoying in this game. What's it? The ogre? No, the Cyclops. I've put like hundreds of hours into this game, and on Steam I currently have 52 hours into the game, and I can't even remember the first boss fight. Its name. That just proves on how bad my memory is. But anyways, your first boss fight is nothing really special. Like, it's like, hey, don't you go to this thing. You go to like this encampment, and it's like, hey, you talk to a stone, and it goes, hey, look, prove yourself, go fight this thing, and you pretty much go like, you walk outside, guards run by saying, it's coming, hurry, get there faster, and then so you go, oh, what's that about? So you follow them, and you go outside, and it's like, holy crap, there's a Cyclops right there. Cyclops goes down easily. Like, I'm not even, like, saying it goes down easily is giving it points. Like, because it goes down without any effort. Especially if you're choosing the, Strider class. That's, like, beginning assassin. If you choose the Strider class, you have this thing called Scarlet Kisses, where you can just, like, where you pretty much attack attack the creature. That's when you keep mashing down the square or X button, you just keep attacking. So, I believe it does have a duration. I believe it goes on for like a certain amount of time. It goes like, okay, fine, dude, you need to stop. So, eventually, I think it's like after like 3 or 4, maybe 5 seconds. That's when it goes like, okay, fine, we're gonna force you to stop there. Anyway, stop talking about that. Then the next boss fight is a griffin. No, actually, that's the third boss fight. The third boss fight is a griffin. The second boss fight is Cyclops. The first boss fight is actually a Chimera, which is actually a really good boss fight because you fight it in the tutorial. Okay. But you fight the first boss fight is the Chimera, which is actually a really fun boss fight. It does not, unlike the Cyclops, it goes down with a little effort. You just still have to put in a little effort towards the Chimera, but not that much because I'm a pussy and I played it on easy mode. So yeah, because I honestly, I just always want to feel like a badass. Okay, that's why I play games on easy mode, just to feel like a badass. Then again, I am a fan of the Dark Souls games, so and especially the I don't know why, but I like Dark Souls 2 a lot. I'm not sure why. I know a lot of Dark Souls fans are gonna get at me for that, but like, good argument there. But yeah, I just like Dark Souls 2 a lot. Not Dark Souls 1 is still the best one though. And actually no, Bloodborne is the best one. Stop it. Okay. I think I know the title for this video, and it's gonna be rambling because that's all I'm doing. I'm easily getting sidetracked. I'm easily just doing all this stuff. Yeah, rambling. There we go. That's all I'm doing right now. But pretty much the boss fights, it goes Chimera, Cyclops, Griffin. Now the Griffin boss fight, is very. You're not gonna have fun time with it if you don't have a bow. Like the Ranger, Strider, and the Assassin are all gonna have a great time with this boss fight, but the Warrior is not gonna have a fun time. Or yeah, the Warrior. If you have any ranged abilities, then you're gonna have a great time. I think the Warrior is the only one that doesn't have any ranged abilities, because with the what's it called? The Fighter, you can do this thing called shield summons, where you bash your shield with your sword, and it pretty much summons down any flying creatures towards you. So that's why I call the Fighter class a defense class, because you pretty much always attract attention of the monsters or bandits or whatever. And the Warrior, I don't think he can do anything. Actually, he can. I think, oh crap, what is it? I can't remember the skill of the name. The skill of the name. Oh, nice job. The name of the skill, but it's pretty much like, I think both the Warrior and the Fighter both have it, or anybody that uses a shield. I think, because what pretty much you do is with the Warrior, you launch someone up into the air, and they pretty much can attack that way. It's like, you launch them up into the air, they stay there, and they pretty much just like attack the whatever flying creature you're doing. And I think that the Fighter class can do that with their shield. I think. I'm not 100% sure. 100% sure. I need to slow down while I'm speaking. But yeah, that pretty much happens. But yeah, this game is currently on sale, I believe. I think it's only. Oh no, it's not actually. I just checked. It's $30, and honestly, it's $30 well spent in my opinion, because it is one of the best RPGs I've played in a long, long time.